Is this an article like the? Why do we say there is a problem but not there is my problem? And what is the real difference between who and whom? If these small words confuse you, you are in the right place. A very warm welcome to all you lovers of learning English in English to Sesud, which means English in three whistles. I'm Puya Feizakai and I'm so happy to guide you through the final part of our series on articles. So far we mastered a, an, and the. We know they come before nouns to tell us if something is general or specific. But there are other common words in English that look similar or can be confusing, like there, this, that, and who. Today we are going to clear up all that confusion and make sure you know exactly how and when to use each one. Let's finish this topic strong. Alright guys, in the name of the one and only God, the Almighty and Merciful, let's look at these important words one by one, see how they are different from articles. So the subject is articles versus other common words. Number one is there. The word there has two very different jobs. Number A, there as a location. This is the simple meaning. It tells you where something is. For example, the book is there. The book is in that place. Okay, now the second job of the word there is to show existence. This is the one that can be tricky. We use there is or there are to say that something exists. In this form, there has no meaning by itself. It's just part of the structure. For example, there is a cat on the roof, meaning a cat exists on the roof. Or there are many books in the library, means many books exist in the library. Alright, now what is the biggest trap with there is and there are? Attention that this structure is only used to introduce new indefinite information. You cannot use it with specific definite nouns like my cat or the book or that book or this cat and etc. For example, it's correct to say there is a cat on the roof. Why is correct? Because a cat is a new and indefinite noun. But when you say there is my cat on the roof, it's totally wrong because my cat is a specific. So the correct way to say this sentence is my cat is on the roof. Okay, now the second word is who. Who is a pronoun used for people. It also has two main jobs. Its first job is to use it as a question word, used to ask about the person who does an action. For example, who is calling me, which means which person is calling. And its second job is to use it as a relative pronoun, a connector. For example, the woman who helped me was kind. In here, we use who to connect a description to a person. So, who helped me tell us more about the woman. Okay, the third word is whom. Whom is the formal version of who, but also it's used for the person who receives an action, the object. So who is for the person doing the action and whom is for the person receiving the action, the receiver. So as an example, it is correct to say who is calling whom, not who is calling who. Because the first who is the person making the call, the doer, and the second whom is the person receiving the call, the receiver. As another example, the man whom you met is my uncle. You met him, so he received the action of meeting. Note that in modern, everyday English, whom is very rare. People often just use who for both, but it's very important to know for formal writing and exams. The fourth word is that. That is a super useful word with a few different jobs. Its first job is to use it as a relative pronoun, a connector, just like who I mentioned before. It can connect a description to a noun. But the big difference is that unlike who, that can be used for both people and also things. For example, the movie that we watched was amazing. And its second job is to use it as a demonstrative, a pointing word, used to point to a single thing that is far away. For example, that car is fast, pointing to a car that is not near to me. Alright, now the fifth, sixth, and seventh words are these, and those, pointing words. These words, along with that I mentioned before, are called demonstrative. They point to things. So these point to one thing that is near. For example, this book is interesting. And these points to more than one thing that is near. These apples are sweet. Those point to more than one thing that is far. Those boys are playing football. Okay, now let's have some practice. Let's practice these tricky words. Choose the correct word for each sentence. Sentence number 1. There is or is only my phone on the table is a question sentence. Number 2. Who or whom did you invite to the party? Number 3. I like these or these shoes. They are very comfortable. Number 4. Look at that or those beautiful stars in the sky. Number 5. There is or it is a good idea to study every day. Okay, pause the video here to think about your answer. Now the answers. Number 1 is correct because my phone is specific, so you cannot use there is for my phone. The correct structure is a simple question. Is my phone on the table? And for the number 2, whom is correct because you is the one doing the inviting and the other person is receiving the invitation. In informal speech, who would also be common. Number 3, these are correct because shoes is plural and you are likely pointing to them or trying them on near, so you use these. And for number 4, those are correct because stars is plural and they are far away in the sky, so you use those. And for number 5, well, this is the tricky one because both are correct. In fact, when we are talking about a fact that we often know, we use it is, but when we are talking about the existence of a possibility or even a fact that we are often unaware of, we use there is. So both are correct in here. Okay, now let's have a quick summary. Let's put it all in a simple table. For words like a, an, the, these are articles. Their job is to generalize or specify a noun. For example, I need a pen. Pass me the pen. For the word there, it shows existence. Introduce says new info. For example, there is a bird outside. For words like who, whom, they are pronouns, refer to people. One is doer and the other is receiver. For example, who called? To whom did you speak? And for words like this and these are pointers for things that are near. For example, this is my cup. These are my keys. And for words like that and those, these are also pointers, but for things that are far. For example, that is his house. Those are his cars. Alright, and that is the end of our entire series on articles. You've done it. If you understood this lesson, you've got through the hardest part. If you can handle this, nothing can stop you. Stay healthy and full of hope. If you have any question, I'll be happy to help you in the comments, even if it takes me a little while to get back to you. If you haven't joined our language learning family yet, we'd love to have you. Just click the subscribe button to join us and also introduce this channel to your friends. Maybe they like to learn English without the stress too. And finally, if you're feeling generous and want to support this stream, you can buy me a coffee to help me create more content. Every little bit of support from the heart means the world. The link is buymeacoffee.com/English to Sesut. Until the next lesson, stay happy and warm.